Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Launch, favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Just pops up here. There you go. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also, you guys already know, do follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at BD Williams 18 for BD, and then at mholder95 for Matt. So we have a thriller, another blown lead.
Thriller, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, thriller. A thriller in Las Vegas. But the Raiders actually finished this game. They allowed a comeback, and then they came back on the other side. So this is the different outcome that maybe we would like to see earlier in the year, but. We finally got to see them come back on the back end of it and, finish a game strong, even though after they blow the lead. But 30-24. Derek Carr threw 3 touchdowns. They kind of controlled Josh Jacobs in the first half. Mac Jones didn't really do anything, but the Patriots were able to run the ball. So it was an interesting game, kind of from that way. But it all changed with that crazy Kyle Duggar play. So, you guys' initial thoughts?
Before we talk about that, I mean, when they went ahead and got the lead, Patriots got the lead, okay? And I looked at the time that was left, and I was like, they gave them too much time. You don't want to make the Raiders play from comeback, because that's when they actually turn it on and play and start playing well, making plays. So, there was 2 miraculous plays. The Keelan Cole, I really don't think that was a catch, honestly. Like, his toe was out. So I was shocked to see the Raiders get that call going their way. Like, we never get that one as Raiders fans, and then obviously, like, that final miracle play, like, I don't know when's the last time you saw something like that happen. There's quite a few of those in this game, some weird things, but yeah, like, this team, they blow the leads. The worst thing that they could do is get a lead in the first half. I feel like they just fall apart in the second half.
Yeah, I have to push back. Did the Raiders win this one, or did the Patriots give it to them? Because quite literally, they handed them the ball to go score the game. Like, literally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like obviously, like, a win at this stage in the game, like we kind of talked about it last week, feels like too little, too late already. But like today, it was like I'm like, they won, and I'm like, I can't get excited because, like, they're talking about. I mean, obviously, yeah, they turned it on in the last drive, but there was no offense in the second half. Carr looked off. They were trying to force it to Adams. That wasn't working. I mean, and I'm put a little hot take out there. I don't know if Waller and Adams can play together, because this is what, like, the 3rd or 4th time now, and however few plays that they played, and they keep freaking running into each other and keep trying to like Waller's tipping that pass, which no fault to him. Like, you go for the ball if you see it, but like, it feels like right now, like, they're struggling to figure it out together, and part of it is probably not having as much time together.
I do want to address. Go ahead.
That was on Waller.
100%.
He cut that one off. He came way out. Like, that's obvious. Like, usually you see guys, even like in closer situations, you'll see the guys like duck away and shy away because, like, they don't want to tip it for the guy who's going behind them. So that was a strange one. But he's been out of the offense. We're going to give him a pass, obviously, because he has so much talent. But I agree. There are some strange things to keep an eye on.
I'll get some pushback on this. Just from, be fair to Darren Waller. I think Darren Waller is adjusting to not being the man. I mean, how long
that's kind of what I'm talking. Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, he's been the man since 2019. He's not the man no more. I talked about that week 1. A lot of people were talking about how Carr is not throwing Carr was forcing it to Adams week 1, and when a guy like Adams comes in, you got to get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? And you got to. I mean, you might get 3 catches. They might all 3 be touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in, stay hot, stay in the mode, not try to reach for a catch because you want to catch. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about your productivity or whatever. But you got a touchdown, man, against a good look. You got a touchdown because Devontae Adams is on the field. If Devontae Adams is on the field, they're double teaming you. They're not double teaming Devontae Adams. So, like, that look on a touchdown. I mean, McCourty is all the way on this side trying to double team Adams, who was open for touchdown too. I'm just saying, this is another point that I have, that he's open all the time. He was open on that play for touchdown. If Carr threw a nice little pretty throw the corner, touchdown. But a different story. Darren Waller's wide open with the one-on-one with the safety because of that. So
Yeah.
he's just got, you just got to get in where you fit in, man, and you have to understand that you're not the man no more, and maybe it's
And
okay.
that's kind of what I'm hinting at too. Is like I definitely feel like it's like that's kind of what I was talking about too. Where like if you're Waller, like you're so used to seeing ball in the air, that's mine, and obviously with a guy that's also an All Pro, like not always going to be yours anymore. And I get that that's an adjustment, but it's like when we're looking at it, like okay, this guy hasn't been healthy the last 2 years. He's getting 17 million as the highest paid tight end in the league, and we're sitting here like saying like, oh yeah, you're going to be, a 3-catch guy. Like that's tough.
Yeah,
Tough.
but see,
It's a lot.
and I know, and it's tough for even Daniels too, because you got to think. I mean, this offense does feel a little better, you know, um, when he's in there. It feels a little bit like, I don't know. It's just like something about it, something about like the
Was the
matchups or
offense
something.
was the offense better? I mean, was the offense better today? I mean, take out the last drive. What they do?
Well, when Carr decided, like, man, okay, fine, guys, I'm gonna throw to Hollins and Cole. Fine. When he got to that point where he wasn't just like waiting for Adams to open, he finally was like, fine, okay, if that's what you're gonna do, because as I'm saying, he had Hollins running wide open one-on-ones for the longest, and he hit, Marcus Jones was one-on-one by himself. So, I don't know. It's to me, it just like even like I don't know. Maybe when I'm watching it and just seeing him on the field and the explosion, it just looks better in my opinion. Because a lot of problem with my offense is it's just so boring, and I'm tired. It's so boring to watch it. It's just
Let's
Yeah,
let's switch gears. Let's talk about some pivotal plays. The first one I want to talk about is Kyler Duggar curl flag cover 3 skate, extremely standard NFL call. He jumps in front of that now screen, and that's an all-pro play. I mean, that's a incredible play. You're not going to see that every Sunday, like a defensive back or a linebacker make a play like that.
Mhm.
So you got to tip your cap off to Kyler Duggar. But we have been seeing a bunch of these now looks, a bunch of these Devontae Adams he comes off the line and then just one step and then pops back. And they have been throwing it to him. So there is some tape there, some tendencies, Marcus. Is there something from like watching film that you think that they might have exploited there?
Yeah, every time they face like quarters or cover through with that look, and those guys are off, and the guys are off that much, and you're not expecting that safety to drive on the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, because it's more of that play is more of like kind of they call it the run pass options, the old school ones where because like everything from this team is yeah. So and he sees that he's gonna just throw it right to him because but when you're playing the Patriots, what do you think Bill Belichick's telling them? On this look against this coverage, they like to do this. So if you see Adams all the way on the outside and you have Josh Jacobs, one guy behind him, maybe you'll drive on that. It's just, and he guessed right. Because to me, he totally guessed. And then the ball came right to him. That was a guess. That was not like like I see this look. I'm gonna trust my instincts from what I've seen on tape, and I'm just gonna go right because he's supposed to go to the flat, man. It's cover 3.
To your point about Belichick, I'd almost be curious to see if they had put an extra guy in the box on that play, on that like look specifically to influence the pass outs out wide.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that. He's always playing that mind game, and I'm interested to see what they did to Adams because every time they had Adams or Marcus Jones is playing trail. Like he was always playing trail a little bit. So and then at the end of the game, Mike Collins was basically just like left by himself. And they're like, throw to Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins is going to beat us today. Keelan Cole is going to beat us, and Keelan Cole beat them. And that's kind of what you need sometimes, man.
And Mac Hollins stepped up too. So
yeah,
I have been on the record saying I'm tired of expecting Mac Hollins and Keelan Cole to be the guys that stepped up, but today it was those guys. So they actually did it. So yeah, give him credit. Give him credit.
Yeah, I got to put my hand up too. When I saw they cut DJ Turner, was it yesterday to activate Renfro? Like I was like literally like upset to myself, like sitting there saying, "What does Keelan Cole do better than DJ Turner?" And then of course Cole catches the game winner.
Yeah. So of course,
in my eye.
Right, straight dunk. Right. So let's talk about the offensive line because I mean it's pretty bad. It was terrible today. I mean I think it was probably, it felt like that this game really feel like every game this season where Derek Carr handles pressure really well in the first half. He's dodging guys, he's making throws, and he's doing what he has to do in pressure. And then the second half, he just can't maintain it. So then it's all just falls apart from there. And I feel like that's been like every collapse. It's like he handles pressure really well, and then he does in the second half. And then we're just gonna talk about a lot more because there's a lot more backups, and it was very more noticeable on the broadcast how bad the offensive line was, but it was no different for me that much. So
I mean, I look at it as I don't blame him, but like he very clearly does not trust the interior three. As soon as there was interior pressure from the Patriots today, he was bailing out of the pocket like as fast as he could. Like, and he just didn't trust him. And again, I don't blame him, but because they've been bad and they had 2 backups in there. Ronus Grossu, I think, started the game with 5 penalties and all that. So I mean, and I did feel like at least when they got edge pressure, he hanging a little bit longer. Like he had a couple nice throws, but he's got no faith in him right now.
Yeah, I mean, because edge pressure is always better than interior pressure for a quarterback, especially a quarterback like Derek Carr. Interior pressure is that's a kryptonite. I mean, he's not going to be able to do too much, especially when you have a pocket passer. I mean, to be honest, any quarterback gets interior pressure, it's going to be a long day for him. It's not going to be the best day that he enjoys. So, we saw a lot of that, and we saw a lot of that kind of get exposed. And it's the offensive line has been a little bit of an issue. Then Parham went down. You got Jordan Meredith and Harness Grassi. Would have probably been nice to have Lester Cotton and John Simpson in there. I don't know. It's just me. It would have been okay. I think at that point, I mean, that's the point where you want those guys to come in. 2 guys get hurt. Then you have some.
What are you talking about? They pulling up 30-year-old Hronis Grassi off the practice squad, and Jordan Meredith, who's
he's 30.
Available. Yeah, Hronis Grassi. Grassi played with Grassi was I think a year ahead of Mariota at Oregon.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So instead of going with John Simpson and Cotton, they went with 2 guys off the practice squad. Meredith, who wasn't even on the practice squad, and Barton began the week.
See, what we didn't notice in preseason is that they graded the second team better than the first team. We didn't know that, obviously. Graded the second team guards better than the first team guards. That was the grades because those guys are still here, and the first team guards are gone. So, Alex Bars he got play time. Hornets Grassu, Jordan Meredith, like the third team offensive line is out here beating out these guys. They had us all fooled, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the O-line competition was tighter than we ever realized. They had to make some real tough decisions.
I guess so, man. Oh man, but it was Miller had I mean, everybody has a tough day with Josh Uche right now. I mean, I'm not gonna get on Miller too much. Yeah, I bet he probably had a better game than what's shown on TV because he's dealing with a bender, and dude just bends around that corner like crazy. So it'll be interesting to see how he played. But I think their running game kind of got affected too by that. It really got affected when Parham got out because Parham has been good in the running game, and once he got out there, I mean, they couldn't run the ball at all.
I mean, yeah, once Parham went down, like Meredith was just just out there looking like a chicken with his head cut off in both instances. Like he was doing the whole turnstile, like so.
I mean, can we see some Britton Brown at any point? Can we see some Britton Brown? I mean, Zamir White has been getting the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Zamir White got 1 carry today. They're still going to run the tires off of Josh Jacobs.
But Zamir White's not doing as much. At least Britton Brown can make somebody miss. Okay, he's pretty good in between space. You know what I mean? Maybe he could. What are they? Are they saving him for next year? Is he the running back? Are we sure he's the running back for next year? Go ahead.
Season's over. Josh Jacobs is in line for the rushing title. They're not giving it'll be a fist fight if they start giving away Josh Jacobs touches. Are you kidding me? You're about to get the rushing title. Going in free agency, don't you dare do that. No. He's probably, taking these guys' towels, everything. Like running backs are not getting carries other than Josh Jacobs. If Josh Jacobs had 600 yards, okay, yeah, give all these other young guys something. But he's got 1,300, 1,400 yards at this point. He's getting all the carries for the rest of the year. Gotta get
okay. I mean, the rushing title's a big deal, but play devil's advocate, counterpoint. If you're Josh Jacobs, wouldn't you also be like, you know what? I've proven what I can. We're pretty much out of it. I'll just, let's give these young guys an extra run. I'll sit here and sit on my money.
All right. So my pushback is that Britton Brown has been on the roster all year. He's been inactive all year. So what the hell are they stashing him for? So they obviously really like him, right? Because they don't want somebody else to take him, but they don't want to play him this year. So there's something to that. But let's get to the defense before we get out of here. Defense, defense, uh, had a pretty good game early, and then they kind of just you got lucky a little bit.
This is one of
You're right,
those. This is one of those where the results they look good. Like they only allowed like what 3 points in the first half or
Thank
something like
you.
that. We're gonna go. I'm gonna show you guys when we do the review. Okay, there was wide open looks. Like I could just tell from the broadcast, like they were doing the same things that kill these guys every single week. Every single concept that kills the Raiders, they ran it, and then it was just clanging off their hands. They, Mac Jones was just sailing it. Like it was a great game plan. They did not execute on offense. They got, really, they just got really lucky with some really bad looking plays because that could have easily been a really, one sided or looked a lot different, at least in the first half, if they connected on some of those.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're saying this, just because like I was getting so frustrated listening to the broadcast and be like, the Raiders defense is playing great. I'm like, I don't know, I just think Mac Jones kind of sucks. Like
Actually, he was terrible.
he had like 60 yards going into the fourth quarter. Like he got up to, let's see, what was it? What I got? 112 in the entire game in a 30 to 24 game. Like it was just like I definitely felt like it was like, all right, back to pass rush wise. Max Crosby was pretty much the only one getting any pressure, especially down the stretch of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The DBs, like guys, like you're saying, guys were getting open. Felt like even to make some of his plays, like it was like, all right, Mac Jones underthrows it and he has a chance to come back and make the play. Like it definitely felt like, again, going back to what I was talking about before, like that's part of the reason why I feel like the Patriots gave the Raiders a team. Like it felt more like the Raiders or the Patriots couldn't stop shooting themselves in the foot offensively than the Raiders were actually getting stops.
Yeah, because the Jacoby Myers play at the end of the game, that big play that he had, was the same exact look they got in the first half. They just switched the play. So same seam look. Nobody was there the first time. He missed it, which I don't know how you missed it. You could underthrow that ball. And that's what he did the second time. The second time, he made sure he just got it to him. But then he underthrew it too much. So which allowed Hobbs to catch up. So Joe's was all off, man. I think Joe's just is mad. He's so frustrated that Matt Patricia is his play caller that he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to do anything in his mind. They're not getting plays in fast enough. He's yelling at people. He's trying to, he's like, hire Bill O'Brien from Alabama. That's basically what he's upset about. He wants Bill O'Brien to come and help him out or something. I don't know.
And there was one point in the game too when the Patriots were running the ball down the Raiders' throats, like, and then all of a sudden Matt Patricia calls 3 pass plays and they got 3 and out. I'm like, bro, you gotta help yourself out here.
That's all Bill though, man. Bill, he had no Patriots guy to hire at offensive coordinator. He couldn't find one. Bill O'Brien probably didn't want to come. He reached out to Bill. He did. He's like, Bill, come on, come help me, please. He's like, no, I'm in Alabama, man. Chill. I got Bryce Young. I'm not messing with that.
Bill O'Brien made himself an extra $1 million just by staying in Alabama.
Yeah, go ahead, BD.
Did I see Judge and Patricia on the sideline together?
Yeah, they're both there.
So they're co-offense coordinators, but neither one of them is in the booth.
No,
so
yeah.
Yeah,
because usually you have somebody in the booth and then you have somebody downstairs, like either the quarterback coach is in the booth or somebody.
But I mean, if you're both going to be co-offensive coordinators, one of you guys should be in the booth. One of you guys should be on the field. Why are you both on the field? They're not seeing it. They're not seeing anything. They're just relying on their assistants. That's a strange. The logistics of it are strange. We saw it look very clunky. It was very clunky. So I don't know whatever they're doing, but I doubt it catches on in the NFL or across football. This co-offensive coordinator thing. Not sure what that's all about.
I do feel bad for Mac Jones. Like watching, like he's not playing well, but like watching the Patriots like fumble through. Like I'm just looking at Matt Patricia on the sidelines. He like looks like he's like, for whatever reason, like I don't know. This is stupid. This is probably me just looking at something that doesn't matter. When you look at an offensive coordinator on the sidelines, like I don't feel like you want to see the guy like staring at his play sheet. I think you want to be like him, be like, "Yep, this one, let's go," and like let's roll with this and go. And like I just felt like they kept showing him. He's just like, what do I pick? Can I ask Madden here?
Yeah, exactly, man. He's Bill Belichick and his Ivy League scientist coaches he loves to hire, man. His Ivy League guys, they're so smart. I'm the smartest guy with this little pencil in his ear.
I heard someone bring this up. Is it weird that he wears a pencil, but his call sheet is laminated?
Yeah, what did somebody say? I forgot who it was. It was like on the Manning cast. I think it was Key from Key and Peele. He basically said it's probably from when he was a kid that he used to always have the pencil up. It's like it's like something like a pacifier.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just the aesthetics.
Yeah, just the aesthetics. But yeah,
he definitely is marking something up. And knowing Bill Belichick, it's probably like every time they punt, he's like marking off like the direction of the wind or something like that. Something really strange and obscure. Like that's the only thing that it would be Bill Belichick at.
In the dome of Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, right. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. But real quick, let's talk about the final play.
Okay.
It was an improbable play. Okay. I mean, I saw your tweet just now, Marcus. You said, being a Raider fan, you think that Ramondre Stevens is about to crib that.
You don't tell me you didn't think that for a second.
Because I'm thinking that because I'm on the East Coast, I'm watching it on the stream, and my phone starts buzzing, right? And I'm like, okay, what happened? Why are people texting me right now, right? And then he starts running for it, and I'm seeing him gain a lot of yards, and I'm like, okay, no, don't tell me. I was afraid to look at my phone. But then I seen what happened, so I was pretty juiced about that one. Obviously, is there? Let's go back to maybe college. We'll add college in this. Is the last time you saw televised? Okay, scramble, rules like that. Smear the queer rules, broken play. They're just trying everything they can. What do you call that? At that point in the game, anyways.
Yeah.
Broken play. So, have you seen that be intercepted for a touchdown, a walk-off touchdown at the end of the game to win it? Have you ever seen that before in football?
The only time I've seen something like that happen is like the team like already has the lead, or right? Like I think it happened with the Raiders a few years ago. It's a spread drama. It like turns into like a spread drama type of deal. Never to win the game. That was, I mean, like
because usually the team that's doing that is losing. The team
right, like they're down one.
It's a tie game. It's a tie game. So that's, I mean, that was
a very un-Belichickian way to lose a game by the Patriots. Like to not know the situation.
I just want to know what Jacoby Myers was thinking. Like, what do you think Mac Jones is going to do with that ball?
But who do you blame? Like, that was
like, you need who to blame that overtime.
It's already been past the line scrimmage. You got to run it. Like, get it to a guy who can run.
Go to overtime.
I feel like you got to blame Ramondre Stevenson too, because he like initiates it. Like even he shouldn't have pitched it.
The way he did that though, is like it was quick. It was like he got to a certain place and he was immediately looking around. It wasn't almost planned. Like it was rehearsed. Like maybe they were planning in that situation to do that. And
almost like a running play hooking ladder.
I've seen Joe Judge games, okay, and I would not put that past the Joe Judge coached team, okay, to do like a hook and ladder broken play at the end of the game. Yeah,
I'll say against the Jags, and a lot of people haven't shown this, but the Raiders had a really cool play like that against the Jags, where they did a throwback. But their offensive line is terrible. They just didn't block one guy because honestly, I was mad because he threw it to Foster Moreau. I was like, what is Foster Moreau going to do? Is he going to run 80 yards? Did you really expect that, Josh? But the other thing is that everybody missed the block, but it was a good play call. So I know they do weird stuff like that. And they plan for things like that. But yeah.
I mean, I've seen that on a throw. I've just never seen like a hook and ladder designed like down the field on a running play. Be creative. It almost works. Not really. But
man.
But yeah, I was 1,000% with you guys. I thought for sure Ramondre Stevenson was housing that. I just had the visions of like of Tim Tebow. Like what was it? Yeah, was it Tim Tebow like probably like 8 years ago now when he ran for like 50 yards? Mm-hmm. That's what I was. I'm like, this is exactly what's happening.
If Ramondre Stevenson didn't throw the ball, he would have scored.
You think so?
Look, the only reason he didn't score is because he decided to lateral it. Okay, that was the nail in the coffin right there. If he just ran through a couple more arm tackles, I'm telling you, Raiders would.
Oh man,
that's secondary. I would have done the show.
If they won on a 5-second running play, I would have done the show. I wouldn't have showed up, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just letting you guys know.
At this point, that's what I'm expecting every game though, is to just be extremely disappointed, right? So when like they start losing the lead, I'm just sitting there eating my dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm not even tripping because like I'm expecting this to happen. I go in with a very negative mindset every week.
Me too.
So it's a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh, they ended up winning. That's unexpected. I didn't think that.
So I mean, I do want to say, I mean, the Raiders, as this is another game against a winning team. We talk about the playoffs, but everybody else lost this week except the damn Chargers. The Chargers found a way that, Justin Herbert, he played terrible, and then he decided to make his one. He gives you one highlight throw, but he decided this week is with 14 seconds left. So he made that throw, and so they win, but everybody else lost. So the Patriots lost, the Jets lost. I mean, the Jags won, but the Dolphins keep losing. I just don't want this to happen because somebody might get in with 9 losses to where the AFC.
You're not saying what you think you're saying. Stop this, Marcus. Why do you do this every week?
I'm just talking about the landscape of the AFC. If you look at the AFC right now, the Patriots are 7-7. Go ahead.
They're 2 games back with 3 to play, and they have the Niners left on the schedule. And the Niners are lagging right now.
They play up. They're going to show up again. I'm more worried about the Steelers game than the Niners game.
They've got the Niners and the Chiefs to close out the season, and they're 2 games back.
I put that stat out there that they averaged 27 points a game against good teams. They scored 31 again today, so they're probably might lay a dud next week. But then the Niners are coming. Josh is going to be ready. He's Fred Warner, you want to grab the middle field? I'm just going to throw outside. He's probably been practicing. He's probably already getting ready for it. Right, he's probably might even skip over the Steelers and get ready for the Niners just for that how big that game is. So the way this team
but
is,
they also have to beat the Steelers. But they have to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
But what if everybody But the AFC man is just
right. But
I swear if the Raiders get an 8-9, I'm gonna laugh. That's all I'm gonna say. If they get an 8-9, I'm laughing. That's all I'm saying, man. Because the way the AFC is looking, the Dolphins do not look too hot. Whether 8-6. They got who they got. I think they got the Jets one more time.
They lost to 2 other playoff teams.
Matt, you're not. I'm telling you, it's looking really weird. Just everybody lost today, man.
I'm not even letting my mind go there. I was tuning you out that entire time. I'm not allowing any scenarios to go through my brain here for the Raiders. Okay, let's not do that.
These teams kept losing to everybody else. Lost. That's all.
The Dolphins have lost 3 in a row to the 49ers, Chargers, and Bills.
Okay. Who do they play next?
The Packers.
It's trap game. There you go. See?
Trap game. Trap game with the Packers on a short week.
Yep. Okay. See, Aaron Rodgers, short week. Aaron Rodgers versus Tua.
All right.
Cover 0. Aaron Rodgers. Trap game. I'm just saying.
Not to mention the Jets and the Patriots. Like, there's so many like scenarios that have.
Come on, look at the Jets. Come on, man. I'm just saying.
Jets are definitely gonna miss out.
The Patriots. I mean, they can't even get a point. They scored 24 against the Raiders. Are they gonna do that against anybody else? I don't know. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I swear if the Raiders get the 7th seed with 9 losses, I'm gonna die. That's all I'm gonna say, Matt. Because I'm sticking with the 8-9 here. I'm sticking with the 8-9, but it looked like it might sneak into the 7th seed with all these teams coming fast.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a hard time seeing them beat unless the Chiefs like don't have anything to play for, like the Bills lock up the 1 seed.
Yeah, I think they might because I think they might lock it up.
I feel like the Raiders are like you said, and back in September, your credit 7-10. They beat the Steelers.
Probably, but
I have a hard. I mean, unless Brock Purdy goes back to Iowa State, Brock Purdy, and chokes down the stretch of the season. If they're not being them,
because that's the game. Because let's say they win next week, what are we gonna do? They're gonna lose to the Niners, and then they'll piss us off. But anyways, I think that's enough, guys. To talk about these because everybody wants to lose around the Raiders. They just want to get people's hopes up because that's all they do. They want to get fans' hopes up. I just wish the Jets won today because if the Jets won today, it probably would have just been like, great win. But now you're going to have to entertain this all week, Matt. You're going to have to entertain playoff contenders and playoff contentions because the Jets don't want to finish. So,
true. Neither do the Patriots.
Neither do the Patriots. Neither do the Dolphins. These teams don't want to finish, man. So we have to, give it. We have to look at it a little bit, even though we don't want to. But it's gonna happen. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let's get out of here. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. I got some draft on the members. I did a Tyree Wilson breakdown. It's about 50 plays because Texas ran 50 plays in the first half. So it's a lot of plays. In the members section. I'm going to try to get that up for everybody else this week. But definitely check it out in the member section. Of course, all the stuff we're doing. I'm going to try to get some Carfaxes out this week. I know I've been behind that, guys. But, I didn't want to watch that Rams game that much again, to be honest. So maybe this week we'll get one. And I'll go back and get the Chargers one, too. I'll do that. But anything else for you guys?
That's it for me, guys. Go Raiders.
All right, go Raiders, guys. See ya.